Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making some sweet potato fajitas, and I'm actually doing a little bit of chicken fajitas too. I eat less meat and more veggies are in my diet, but I wanted to share this recipe with you because I saw this recipe recently just kind of strolling through the internet, and I'm cutting up these sweet potatoes right here because I'm going to get them seasoned and I'm going to get them into the oven. But I'm going to have my little guy, which is my youngest, Austin, come in and help me in the kitchen. And he's pretty excited to be in the kitchen with us because he normally is not really in here with us, but we're always teaching. So his mom and dad are school teachers, so we always use these moments as teachable moments for him or for any of our kids. So here I have the sweet potatoes, and I'm actually going to get them seasoned with a little olive oil, and I'm going to season them with a few other little things that we have here that are just going to give them a little bit of taste. And this is a really low fat kind of meal, and I have some taco seasoning there that I'm giving the sweet potatoes a little sprinkle with that. And then I'm going in with a little bit of that cumin. It kind of gives it that smoky taste. And then there's a little bit of that smoked paprika. And Austin's gonna be my little helper, and he's gonna kind of get it all, you know, swished up for me, and he's gonna, you know, put it together, and he's gonna get it on the pan for us to get into the oven. So you see that face, because he's really into it. So all of them don't always like being on camera, but we decided to go ahead and make this. This is a really, really cozy winter night meal. And we really like sharing our meals with you guys when we have a chance to share them. So we're getting ready to, he wanted to wash his hands, but I told him just hold on. So we're getting ready to put them on this sheet pan with a little bit of parchment paper. And I put a little bit extra olive oil just so they don't really stick. And he's learning because he went on ahead and kind of tossed them a little bit more before we put them on a pan. And we're gonna kind of speed it up a little bit for you so you guys don't have to, you know, he's being very meticulous about putting the sweet potatoes in a row. So I actually took 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes. Everybody else is kind of, you know, I don't do a lot for everyone else because I have boys in here and they're meat eaters. And I eat meat, but and I won't claim the status of being vegetarian or anything like that because I still like to indulge in those things that I pretty much like in my diet, but I am the one in the family that eats the least amount of meat out of everyone just because it's just something that I kind of choose to do. It's not for, you know, like any health reasons or anything like that. I just don't prefer to have a lot of meat in my diet. But these are really hearty fajita tacos, and I just thought this would be the most yummiest dish. And so you see we have a full pan there, and we're getting it in the oven because it's dinner time in our house, and the other ones are upstairs playing video games and stuff. So like I said, this is a very teachable moment for my little guy, and I'm always going to teach them, especially if they want to be right here in the kitchen with me. So what Austin now has is a like a serrano pepper, and these aren't very hot. These are like the larger ones, and I'm just taking it, no, sorry, not serrano. This is like I think an Anaheim pepper, yes. Serrano peppers are the little bitty ones. They have quite a bit of heat and quite a bit of bite. But this is like an Anaheim pepper, and he's taking all the seeds out for me and getting everything ready for me to cut. And actually at this juncture he asked me could he do the cutting, and like I said, this is a teaching opportunity, a teaching moment for him. And boy, that face, I tell you, it tells you that he's really concentrating. So we're teaching him about watching his fingers and making sure that he pushes them back every time he makes a cut. So these are actually gonna go you know, into sauteing with a little bit of olive oil, and that's basically it. The potatoes are in the oven, As you can see, my husband is right there, and he's making the chicken for the boys. And guys, for my boys, I have to add in some, quite a bit of protein, just because they're growing, and 3 of them are about to be, 2 of them are teenagers, and 1 is on his way to be a teenager. So the meals have to have a little bit of substance to them, just so they feel full and they feel like they've eaten a good meal. So Austin is completing, he's cutting the rest of these up, and he's really enjoying this, because every time we give him a new task, he's excited. So normally what I do when I'm doing fajitas, like my husband is cooking the chicken over there, and we'll do about 3 to 4 chicken breasts, just because there are a total of 6 people. This particular night, I didn't eat any chicken breast. I just had my sweet potato fajita tacos. And sometimes my family likes to make a fajita bowl versus a taco. They'll just take the tortilla shell and just rip it up and put it all in a bowl with their rice. They'll put it in the bowl with their tostadas, or they'll put it in the bowl with the taco shell, just crumble it. And they just love doing, whatever that will be filling to them that particular evening. So as you can see in the back there, I do have some tostada shells. I also had some taco shells, and I also had some tortillas, which is for my sweet potato fajita tacos. And now you see Austin, he's learning how to zest a lime with the grater, and he kind of looked at it like a real job, that let's get all the green stuff off of the lime, because that was what we asked him to do. So he did a really good job zesting them and getting them, and I think he liked it even more so, being able to eat the limes with our meal after and not letting it go to waste, because he reminded me to not waste the limes. So even though my husband is right there cooking the chicken will go into the oven, and it will go into the oven for about another 20 minutes or so to kind of give it a cook through and through. And you'll see kind of this meal begin to come together, just with that lime that Austin is doing is supposed to be the zest. We're going to add to sour cream, and we're going to put like a little it's called lemon crema, and or lime crema, and it was really, really good. And another thing that we eat a lot here in our house is avocados. We're really big on those. They're just really really yummy. We just like the taste. They don't taste like much, but they're just filling, and they're really yummy. So what he's doing here is cutting up tomatoes, because that goes in my sweet potato fajita taco as well. Only a few of us like tomatoes. Some of us do shy away from them, but tomatoes are very good for you. And we just tend to, out of the 6 of us, there are probably like 3 of us that will eat the tomatoes. So they're very, very good. And here I am taking over from Austin, just so I can kind of get rolling with my sauteing my veggies for my taco. So in that yellow pot right there is my Spanish rice. And I will also link that blog post, because if you're watching this YouTube video, I have a blog, and it is the same name as my YouTube channel, Delightfully Styled. And I will house a lot of things over there on my blog, like the recipe for my homemade Spanish rice. I don't use a boxed rice to cook with. I try to use a lot of fresh vegetables if I can. The rice is a recipe that was taught to me years ago, probably almost 15 years ago. And I've always kept the recipe. So if you're looking for it, it's definitely gonna be linked down below for you. But if you lose it, it won't be on my blog. So as you can see, Austin's got a little bit more comfortable, and he came to run back downstairs, so we didn't finish his meal without him. So he's getting the sour cream ready, because he has his lime zest over there. If you notice that he has a good little pile going over there. And so also myself, I've gotten comfortable. I've put on my security blanket, which is my robe, and just it's Friday. Actually, it's Saturday night in this video, and just, you know, relaxing and, you know, enjoying my family and just getting ready to have a little bit of dinner. And for those of you that don't know, I have a blended family, and this is my husband and I's second marriage, and which has been a blessing for both of us, and it has also been a blessing for our children. We are both school teachers, and we also, you know, look at this as opportunities that God has blessed us in mighty ways. But here I'm taking the sweet potatoes out of the oven. They've been in there for about a good 35 minutes or so, 40 minutes at best. And so I'm putting them there on the stove, which is an easy cleanup. So try to use that parchment paper because it's a really easy cleanup. And the chicken is going in. It's been in there, but it's gonna go in for about another 10 minutes or so. And guys, I set my oven to 350, but my oven gets extremely hot. It's like psycho. So it gets really hot. It's strange, but I try not to set it too high. So what Austin is doing is he's putting tostadas here because we kind of broil them a little bit and get them extra crunchy. Just because, like I said, some of them like to put the tostadas crunched up in a bowl to make a taco bowl, which is one of my husband's favorite things and one of my favorite things as well. And then, you know, the other ones like to just eat it like a pizza. But we enjoy making stuff like this because these kind of meals can go a long way. Just having a big family, and we're excited because, you know, I don't always do tacos, but tacos is a fun thing in our house. So actually right there by Austin's arm, underneath it is the sweet potatoes, and they were cooling a little bit. And so I'm warming up some fresh tortillas because the tortillas are gonna go on for my sweet potato fajita tacos. Now, usually this is what happens. I will eat something completely different from my family, and one or two kids will want to try what mom's eating. So that is definitely a normal thing in our house. So I'm glad that I made enough for everyone. And usually we have a little bit of leftovers, but sometimes there are no leftovers. I have two very growing teenage boys. One is 9th grade and one is in 10th grade. So food doesn't last very long around here. So here I am assembling the tacos and starting with the sweet potatoes. And guys, sweet potatoes, you don't really need to add any sugar or anything. They hold their own natural sugars. And everybody's kind of crowding in, you know, ready to get started. So I'm putting my peppers on here that I've sauteed, which smells so good. I'm adding a little bit of tomato to that. See, I'm loading up on my veggies. I'm adding a little bit of the zest from the lime. Here comes my avocados because, you know, I just have to have these avocados. They're so good. At first, when I started thinking about this type of dish, I didn't know whether or not this would go together, you know, sweet potatoes and this and that, but it was really good. So here I'm gonna add just the final touch to my tacos, which is the lime crema, and that made it extremely tasty, kind of brought it over the top. And now a little drizzle of lime juice. Going in for that bite. So yummy. If you did not get a chance to catch our overnight date night weekend, make sure that you go back and watch that video for our shenanigans, our fun, and catch up with me and Gerald. See you soon.